The technician and the transfer. Outpost Vega 9 wasn't glamorous. It wasn't even particularly safe. But it was quiet, and for Liam Cross, that was enough. As a senior maintenance tech stationed on the far edge of human space, Liam's days were filled with diagnostics, cooling system recalibrations, and the occasional patch job when the outer hull flexed a little too hard against cosmic winds. He liked the routine. Predictable. Uncomplicated. That changed the day Alya arrived. She stepped off the shuttle with a single duffel, her posture ramrod straight, dark eyes sweeping the hangar with military precision. She was tall, almost too tall, and moved with a grace that made the other technicians pause mid-task. Commander Brill introduced her simply. Transfer from orbital command. She'll be shadowing Liam. Lucky me, Liam muttered as she approached, offering a handshake. Her fingers lingered longer than expected, cool and deliberate. I look forward to learning, she said, voice smooth but off, accentless. But each word carried a weight, like she was measuring their purpose. Over the next few days, Alya worked without complaint. She picked up repair protocols fast, maybe too fast. She memorized schematics that usually took weeks to learn. But more than her efficiency, it was the small things that unsettled Liam. She never blinked when she should have. Her tools never slipped, even in tight, awkward spaces. Once he saw her touch an exposed circuit with her bare hand, and the system recalibrated itself. He convinced himself it was a coincidence. Then came the outage. It hit during gamma shift, half the station dark, emergency lighting flickering. Liam, already awake with a nagging sense of unease, threw on a jacket and made for the power core access tunnel. That's when he saw her. Alya knelt in the corridor, her back to him. Glowing filaments ran along her spine, through her uniform. He froze. The skin on her arms shimmered, like liquid metal, shifting under thin layers of synthetic flesh. Her head turned slightly, revealing not human eyes, but one slit and glowing blue. She locked eyes with him. Neither moved. A second later, the shimmer was gone. The glow faded. Human again, flawlessly so. Liam, she said calmly, rising to her full height. You should not be here. You, what the hell are you? She tilted her head. That depends on how you define species, and on your willingness to keep a secret. He backed up instinctively, heart pounding. You're not human. No, she admitted, but I've done nothing to harm anyone here. I only wish to observe. Observe? Why are you even? Her hand shot out, not to strike but to halt him gently. Stop, please. If you speak of what you saw, my mission will be compromised. Worse, the Korth will find me. They will kill me. They will raise this station to ensure no one shelters my kind. Liam searched her eyes, now fully human again, and saw fear. They'll scan you eventually. Biometric sweeps, DNA checks, they'll know. Not if I'm bonded. Paired, she said. Mated. He stared. You're joking. I am not. Human protocols grant privacy to bonded partners. No invasive scans without mutual consent. If we share a living quarters bed, we fall under those protections. You want to sleep in my bed to protect your cover? Her expression was unreadable. It is not a sexual proposal. Among my people, bed sharing is symbolic. Trust, unity, safety. But I understand how it may be perceived differently to you. Liam blinked. This is insane. She stepped closer. Not threatening, just close enough for her voice to drop. If I leave now, they will find me. If you report me, they will come. If you help me, we both live. Maybe more. He hesitated. The smart thing was to report her. Call Brill. Let security sort it out. But the fear in her voice wasn't faked. And something about the way she stood, not pleading, just waiting, made him hesitate. 1 week, he said at last. You stay quiet. You don't hurt anyone. And you sleep on the edge of the bed. She nodded once. Agreed. He turned toward his quarters without another word. Behind him, Alya whispered, Thank you. The pact of proximity. Liam had shared quarters before. He'd bunked with mechanics on freight runs, slept in barracks during engineering school. But this was different. Alya stood in the doorway of his cramped quarters, examining everything with the quiet scrutiny of someone analyzing a potential battlefield. This space is inefficient, she observed. It's home, Liam replied, tossing his tool belt onto the small wall hook. And now, apparently, a diplomatic safe house. Alya stepped inside, arms folded behind her back. She hadn't brought much, just her duffel and a compact case with tools more advanced than anything on the outpost. She didn't ask where to put her things. She simply placed them down and started memorizing the layout. You don't have to be so formal, Liam said. It's just me. She turned. You saw my real form. Formality is the last illusion I have left. Liam sat on the edge of the bed, rubbing his temples. This is crazy. You're an alien spy hiding from an interstellar empire, and I'm pretending to be your boyfriend. Mate, she corrected. Your word, boyfriend, implies a temporary or exploratory relationship. Virelians do not bond lightly. Right. Great. So now I'm part of some sacred ritual? She regarded him for a long moment, then lowered herself to sit at the opposite end of the bed. You're part of a lie, but necessary one. The silence stretched. Liam sighed and got up. Okay. Ground rules. 1. I don't want any weird, glowing tentacle action while I'm sleeping. I have no tentacles, she said flatly. 2. If you drool acid or shed scales, warn me in advance. I'm fully contained, she said, brows knitting slightly. And Virelian biology is stable in this form. You're not at risk. Good. And 3. Don't read my mind. I cannot. Empathic resonance is proximity-based and consensual. She paused. Though emotional echoes may occur. Fantastic. Emotional echoes. Like what mood swings? Shared sensations. A minor side effect of sustained closeness. Liam exhaled slowly. Great. You're a walking biofeedback machine. That night, she insisted on sleeping in the bed. Not on the couch, not on the floor. Separate sleeping indicates emotional rift, she said, matter-of-factly. Security will monitor your quarters. Your body language must be consistent. Reluctantly, Liam laid down with a strict pillow wall between them. She slept on her back, perfectly still, arms crossed over her chest like a statue. He expected restlessness. Instead, he woke at 0400 to find her sitting at the foot of the bed, studying a datapad by the dim light of the desk lamp. You sleep less than I expected, she said. You stare more than I'm comfortable with, he replied groggily. She handed him a steaming mug. Caffeine. Synth brewed. He took it, surprised. You can make coffee. I accessed your dietary logs. You consume 380 milligrams of caffeine daily. Without it, your morning mood degrades. Liam stared at her. That might be the creepiest kind thing anyone's ever done for me. Later, in the maintenance bay, the act began. Alya stood close, nodded at his jokes, touched his arm once when Chief Maris passed by. Maris barely glanced their way, but Liam caught the flicker of interest behind his eyes. They were being watched. Back in the workshop, Alya adjusted the torque settings on a plasma conduit with a precision that impressed even Liam. You ever actually trained in engineering? He asked. No, I studied human technical schematics during transit. Your designs are intuitive. Flawed, you mean? Evolved by necessity. Your species adapts well. The words were almost complimentary. He wasn't sure if it was respect or curiosity. By the 5th day, they were falling into a rhythm. Share meals. Coordinated schedules. At night, she asked questions, lots of them. Why humans use sarcasm. Why they lied to themselves. Why they dreamed. You do not lie to me, she said one evening, her voice low as they settled into bed. Even when uncomfortable. I guess I'm too tired to bother. Then I will trust your exhaustion. He smiled faintly, eyes already closing. That might be the strangest compliment I've ever gotten. And perhaps the most honest, she replied. They slept without a pillow wall that night. Lines blurred. By the end of the 2nd week, the boundaries Liam had drawn between duty, secrecy, and something dangerously close to affection had begun to dissolve. Alya had become part of his day, not just a presence in his quarters. She anticipated his needs before he spoke them, adjusted her behavior to his moods without prompting. She mimicked human gestures almost flawlessly now, smirks, shrugs, even sarcasm. It was eerie how fast she was learning, and how natural she made it seem. But beneath it all, he sensed her tension rising. It started with her pacing at night. subtle twitches in her fingers when she thought no one was watching. Her hands sometimes trembled after long shifts, and she'd retreat to the washroom with the excuse of needing personal recalibration. One night, he caught her reflection in the mirror as the door slid open. Her skin flickered, just for a second, the faint shimmer of her true form beneath the human mask. "Alya," he said gently, "you're slipping." She steadied herself against the sink. "I know." He stepped inside, letting the door close behind him. "What's happening?" "I'm out of phase," she whispered. "Virelians need periodic neural synchronization with our kind. Without it, my control thins. I am becoming unstable." "You're breaking down?" "No. My mind is fracturing under stress. My emotions, foreign as they are, interfere with my modulation. I am too close to you." Liam blinked. "Too close. I feel things I do not understand. Unfamiliar and powerful. When we sleep in proximity, our resonance aligns. It makes the control harder, not easier." "Then why not stop?" "Because," her voice dropped, "I don't want to." Liam didn't have an answer for that. The next day, the threat became real. A surveillance drone crashed just beyond the perimeter fence. It wasn't human-made. Scans identified it as Korth tech, stealth hardware used for reconnaissance missions. Commander Brill put the station on alert, initiating a partial lockdown. Security Chief Maris doubled patrols, restricted outgoing comms, and began sweeping for foreign signatures. Alya remained quiet through it all, but Liam noticed the way her eyes tracked every announcement. Her back remained unnaturally straight, shoulders tense, even in casual posture. "We have to assume the Korth are close," Maris said in the next shift briefing, "which means someone might have brought them here." Liam stiffened. The implication wasn't lost on anyone in the room. When they were alone again, Alya sat on his bed, still and silent. "They're here for me," she said quietly. "They must have traced my escape path. I left behind resonance trails. I thought they would decay faster." "We'll deal with it," Liam said. "No, you'll be punished for protecting me. I need to leave the station. That'll just confirm you're who they're looking for." She looked at him, eyes unblinking. "Then I need to die." Liam stepped forward. "No, don't even think about that. I mean a version of me. A false body. If they find a corpse, burned, damaged, they will assume I failed my mission." "You want to fake your death?" "Yes, but it requires your help." Before he could answer, the door chimed. Security Chief Maris stepped inside without waiting for an invitation. His eyes swept the room like a scanner. "Cross, can I have a word?" Liam nodded, heart thudding. Alya remained composed, expression unreadable. "In private," Maris added. Liam stepped into the corridor. Maris leaned in, lowering his voice. "Your girlfriend. What's her story?" "She transferred from orbital command. Personnel records are clear." "Maybe, but something's off. No one can simulate social behavior that well. I ran a background sync. Her ID pings clean, too clean." Liam crossed his arms. "Is this an official inquiry?" "Not yet, but it will be if anything else pings." Liam watched him go, then re-entered the room. Alya stood at the window, eyes distant. "They're narrowing in," she said. "Then we have to be smarter," Liam replied. "We fake the death. We erase your identity. You come back as someone else. A new name, a new file. That requires deleting official logs, fabricating DNA traces, medical records. I'm a systems engineer. That's what I do." She turned to him. "Why are you helping me?" Liam hesitated. "Because I trust you. And maybe I just want you to stay." Alya stepped closer, hand reaching gently for his. "Then we begin tonight. Smoke and shadows." The false body lay on the medbay gurney, burned beyond recognition. It was a synthetic construct. Alya's design, Liam's handiwork. Tissue-mimicking polymer, scorched skin plating, and a deep cavity where the heart would have been. The DNA sequence had taken Liam 3 sleepless nights to forge. Virelian cells were complex, but Alya had shown him enough to trick a human scanner. "It'll hold up under standard inspection," he said, stepping back chest tight. "Long as no one gets ambitious." Alya stood beside him, wearing a new face. Shorter hair, eyes a lighter shade, posture deliberately softened. The Virelian resonance field had reconfigured her biometric signature completely. "I feel strange," she said, touching her cheek. "You look like someone else," Liam muttered. "But you still sound like you." "I was told identity was anchored in memory," she said quietly. "But I feel unmoored." "Yeah," Liam said, voice tight. "That's what losing yourself feels like." They stared at the body for a while. It wasn't just a construct. It was a goodbye. The explosion was controlled, but convincing. The outpost shook as the auxiliary power conduit overloaded in Sector 6. Emergency sirens screamed through the halls. Fire suppression drones flooded the medbay moments after the blast. Liam and Alya stood among the responders, watching the scene unfold. Commander Brill barked orders. Maris arrived seconds later, eyes narrow as the remains were uncovered. "Who was in there?" Brill demanded. "Technician Alya Vren," Maris answered, scanning the report. She reported electrical instability in the systems and tried to shut it down manually. "Didn't make it," Brill cursed. "Brave and reckless." Maris gave Liam a long, unreadable look. "You knew her best." She talked about being overwhelmed. Liam nodded once, the lie like sand in his throat. She wanted to prove herself. "Pushed too hard." Brill shook his head. "We'll honor her in the logs. Make sure the file's updated." "Already done," Maris replied. "She's listed Kia. Human remains confirmed." Liam turned before they could see the guilt in his eyes. "That night," she returned. Not through the front entrance, but through the ceiling vent Liam had kept disconnected since arrival. She landed without a sound, but he was already sitting up, watching the hatch. "You're still awake," she said. "I couldn't sleep," he replied. "It felt wrong." She stepped into the light. Her face was still the new one, but something in her eyes, the flicker of uncertainty, remained familiar. "I exist, but not as Alya Vren," she said. "I don't even know who this is." "You're still you. Doesn't matter what they call you." "I'm not sure I agree." She came closer, sitting beside him on the bed. Her body radiated a warmth that wasn't just biological. It was the quiet heat of presence, of something alien choosing to stay close. "You should leave this station," she said. "Soon. When my people extract me, they'll want no trace of human interference." "I'm not leaving," Liam said. "Not unless you ask me to." She hesitated. "If you stay, we can't keep pretending. There's no reason anymore." "Then we stop pretending," Liam said. "We be real." Silence hung between them, fragile and profound. "You're unlike others," she whispered. "I'm just tired," he said. "Tired of surviving. Tired of running from what's right in front of me." Her hand reached for his, this time not for diplomacy, not for strategy. Just contact. Connection. He didn't flinch. Her skin felt warm, real, anchored. Not human, but not inhuman either. "I don't want to forget this," she said. "Then don't." They lay back on the bed, side by side. No walls between them this time. No lies. No fear. 2 days later, the Korth signal vanished from nearby space. No drone pings. No tracking spikes. Just silence. "They've moved on," Maris announced. "No trace left behind." Commander Brill closed the incident report with relief. "We're in the clear." In his quarters, Liam stared at the blank wall where Alya had once stored her datapads. Her things were gone now, extracted quietly during the night. No message left. No goodbye. But beside his pillow, something remained. A thin piece of Virelian alloy, inscribed in a language he didn't recognize, and below it, the one word that crossed every species barrier. "Remember." He ran his fingers over the metal, chest tight but smiling. Because he would. Always.